Okay, so to make stairs, what I've done is I've measured from the base of the floor up to the top of the floor joist there, and then I added 3/4 of an inch so that I can calculate the distance from the floor to the top of the floor there. Okay, so my measurement from floor to floor was 107 1/4 inches. And I like to use an app on my cell phone that is called Construction Master Pro. I'm not endorsed by them. They're not paying me anything. It's just I feel a good program. It works very reliably, and I use it quite frequently for my construction stuff. So you begin by putting in the height, 107 inches in 1/4, and hit rise. That's the distance between the floors. And then every time you hit the stair button, it's going to show you all the different measurements for the stairs that you need. For example, 107.4 is quarter is the rise, 7 11/16 is the each riser, 14 risers, 3/8 overage on this edge of the step, 10-inch tread width on the steps. Oops, hit the wrong button there. And there we go. 14, 3/8, 10-inch. Then 13 treads. The overage and underage. 117 1/16 would be the opening in the floor above. And I'm not going to do it that way because I'm not making a straight run. I'm going to have the steps come up and hit a platform and then turn and go up the rest of the way. So that's that opening dimension is going to be different on mine. The thing to remember is the 107 1/4, because what I'm going to have to do is calculate the number of steps I have going up and the height it'll be, and then subtract that height from the 107 1/4. 164 would be the string length if it was straight. Now 37.55 degrees, that's very important because that's the angle, and it seems to be the angle that most stairs go up at. So, and 130 inches would be the run of the steps. That'd be the actual distance floor straight if it was straight. So, and that's a lot of length. I don't want to use that much length in my building in a straight run because it'll put it out in the work area. So 107 1/4, and I'm going to subtract the areas I need to for before it turns. Okay, now you can use a regular square to lay out stair stringers by measuring like 10 inches there for the tread length, and then come down to 7 11/16 on this end, which is will give you the right cutout. However, what I like to use is a roofer square, and what I did was I put a black mark on the 10 inches on this side, and 30. So 90 degrees minus 35.55 equals 54.45, and so that's where I placed the mark there so that it would give me the right. Other side, there's my 35.55 and the 7 11/16 or 5/8 that I need for a rise. So then to use this, what you would do is simply lock the edge, pivot it down until this lines up with the edge, and then you lay out your 10 inches. Now to start it, I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit. Okay, so to start the stair out, what I'm going to do, so I don't waste any tread or anything, is I'm going to come across here to the very 10 inches. Like so. Okay. And then I flip it over. Line up the next one. As you can see there. And I'm going to go my 11 and so. So, that's basically, and then this will be the end of the stair where it nails into the, nails up against the platform. So, and then I'm just going to go back here and connect this up. At the right angle. And flip it over. And just continue right down the stringer like that. And that's how you lay out a stair stringer. Okay, so once we have the stringer all laid out with the marks, then it just simply comes down to cutting it. I like to use actually I like to use the Milwaukee cordless, their version of, it looks like a worm drive saw, but it's not. But it cuts like one. I mean, it's a good saw. And I cut all of the marks along the lines, and then I go back with a jigsaw and finish the corners inside the cuts, so I get a nice clean cutout. Now right there you noticed I cut the stringer ahead of time in half, or not quite, actually less than half, and that's where I determined I want to have the platform. So this way it comes out even, and then I will use these as the pattern to draw all the other ones. Or actually that's what I already did, because you can see the one on the floor there. Another thing to keep in mind is that the bottom step always has to be an inch and a half shorter than the others for the rise, because you're coming from the floor up to your first step, and the tread of course is 1.5 inch thick. So otherwise what will happen is you'll have that first step will be taller than all the others. This way they all come out to exactly the same amount. There I am finishing with the jigsaw. There we go. And here we are on the last one, the third one. Same thing, same routine. Now one thing you may have noticed is that for a lot of these I tend to come in and edit the audio after I've filmed it and stuff. A while back I was doing one of my tractor videos, and you could barely hear the music. I like to listen to music when I'm working, and you could barely hear the music in the background, and it was enough. Apparently I got a notice from YouTube saying, oh no, you can't do that, you copyright material, blah 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 blah. And I thought, oh okay, fine. So what I do now is I listen to my music when I'm working, and then I just come back and edit it afterwards, because hey, that's just the way they did it. So I mean, actually, you would think that people would want to get their music played, but oh well. Okay, so that completes the last two sets of stringers. Now here I've got the bottom one's set up in a jaw to hold it up, and, and there's one of our barn cats. And so what I'm going to do is I got the steps level, sitting on the floor, and I measured down to the floor, and then I will build a platform so that it's exactly the 7 and 11/16 higher than that step, that top step. Yep. That's Jiffy. We get 3 barn cats, Jiffy, Skippy, and Peanut Butter. 3 German Shepherds, 2 horses, cows, and all that stuff. But anyway, so here I am making the sides for the supports for the platform. And then after these are done, what I'll do is I'll take 2x10s and make a nice platform that sits on top of these, and then I'll fasten the stair stringers to it, and that will complete the bottom section. I can put the treads on it and stuff after I anchor it to the floor and the wall. So with this, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm new at this video production stuff, so I'm trying to learn as I go. I hope you'll bear with me. I make a promise to get better. Thank you. Have a good day.